The first thing people noticed about Ava Carter was how quiet she was. Not shy. Not weak. Just quiet. She walked into Westbrook High on a cold Monday morning with her shoulders straight, her head slightly lowered, and a small scar just visible near her collarbone. No one knew where she came from. No one bothered to ask. New girls usually try too hard to smile, to fit in, to impress. Ava didn't. She took her seat in the back of the classroom, placed her notebook neatly on the desk, and breathed slowly, just like she had been taught. Inhale. Control. Observe. Across the room, Madison Clark noticed her immediately. Madison always noticed everyone. She was the kind of girl who ruled the school halls without ever raising her voice. Blonde hair. Perfect clothes. Friends who laughed too loudly at her jokes. New girl, Madison whispered, her lips curling. Doesn't look like much. Her friends giggled. By lunchtime, the whispers had turned into stares. By afternoon, into shoves. Ava said nothing. The first push. It happened near the lockers. Ava was gathering her books when someone slammed the door shut on her fingers. She flinched, but didn't cry. "Oh my God," Madison mocked. "Watch where you're standing." Ava quietly picked up her books. "Say sorry," another girl demanded. Ava looked up. Her eyes weren't angry. They were tired. "I don't want trouble," Ava said softly. That was when Madison shoved her. Hard. Ava stumbled backward and hit the floor. Her books scattered. Laughter echoed down the hallway. A teacher walked past. Did nothing. Ava stayed on the ground for a second longer than necessary, not because she couldn't stand, but because she was choosing not to. "You promised," a voice echoed in her head. "Never again." She stood up slowly, brushed the dust from her knees, and walked away. Behind her, the laughter grew louder. They had no idea. The secret passed. That night, Ava sat alone in her room, wrapping tape around her hands. Not because she needed to fight. Because it calmed her. Her foster mother knocked softly. "Rough day?" Ava nodded. "You want to talk about it?" Ava shook her head. She never talked about the training. The underground gym. The coach who saved her from a life of violence by teaching her discipline instead of rage. At 14, Ava had been stronger than grown men. At 16, she had walked away. Because power scared her. Because the last time she lost control, someone ended up in the hospital. She stared at her hands. "They don't know," she whispered. The public humiliation. 2 weeks later, Madison decided words weren't enough. Cafeteria. Full room. Eyes everywhere. Madison accidentally spilled her drink all over Ava's tray. Food hit the floor. "Oops," Madison said loudly. "Guess the new girl doesn't belong here." Ava bent down to clean it. That's when someone kicked her leg out from under her. She fell hard. The room erupted in laughter. Someone recorded it. Ava lay there, face burning, heart pounding. Her fists clenched. She could hear her coach's voice in her head. "Real strength is knowing when not to strike." Slowly, Ava stood up. She looked at Madison. And instead of hitting her, she smiled. That confused everyone. The moment that changed everything. Later that day, in gym class, Madison pushed too far. She shoved Ava against the wall. "Do something," Madison hissed. "Or are you really that weak?" The gym went silent. Ava looked at the floor. Then, she raised her head. Her voice was calm. "You should stop." Madison laughed and swung. That's when Ava moved. Not aggressively. Not violently. In one fluid motion, Ava stepped aside, locked Madison's wrist, and gently but firmly pinned her to the mat. No punches. No bruises. Just absolute control. The coach froze. The students gasped. Madison panicked. Ava leaned down and whispered, "I don't want to hurt you." Then she let go. The room was silent. The gym was still silent. Madison lay on the mat, breathing hard, not from pain, but from shock. No one had ever stopped her like that. Ava stood a few steps away, hands relaxed at her sides, eyes calm. Not proud. Not angry. Just steady. The gym teacher finally found his voice. "Everyone outside. Now." Students rushed out, buzzing with whispers. "Did you see that? She didn't even hit her. How did she do that?" Madison scrambled to her feet, humiliated. Tears burned in her eyes. Not because she was hurt, but because for the first time in her life, she felt small. The office. Ava sat in the principal's office, hands folded in her lap. Madison sat across from her, arms crossed, face red. The principal adjusted his glasses. "Ava, we were not aware you had training." Ava nodded. "I didn't want anyone to know." "Why not?" Ava looked up slowly. "Because people stop seeing you as a person. They only see what you can do." The room went quiet. Madison scoffed. "She attacked me." Ava didn't interrupt. The security footage played. Clear. Undeniable. Madison pushing. Madison swinging. Ava defending without a single strike. The principal exhaled heavily. "Madison," he said, "this isn't your first incident." Madison's confidence cracked. Her voice trembled. "She embarrassed me." Ava finally spoke. "I didn't want to," she said softly. "I just wanted you to stop." The truth comes out. Later that day, the school counselor asked Ava to stay behind. "You learned to fight somewhere serious," she said gently. "Why?" Ava stared at the floor. Then she spoke. "My father was violent. My home wasn't safe." She paused. "A coach found me fighting on the streets. He didn't teach me how to hurt people, he taught me how to survive without becoming one." The counselor's eyes filled with tears. "That's why you didn't fight back," she whispered. Ava nodded. "I know what it feels like to be powerless. I won't do that to someone else." The assembly. The next week, the school held an assembly on bullying. Students expected lectures. They didn't expect Ava on stage. She stood at the microphone, nervous but strong. "I could have hurt them," she said honestly. "I was trained to." The room went silent. But strength isn't about proving power. It's about restraint. She looked into the crowd. Some of the people who hurt others are hurting inside. That doesn't excuse it, but it explains it. Madison sat in the audience, staring at her hands. Tears fell onto her lap. The apology no one expected. After the assembly, Madison waited near the exit. Ava walked past her. "Wait," Madison said quietly. Ava stopped. "I'm sorry," Madison whispered. "I didn't think. I didn't know." Ava studied her face, not with anger, but understanding. "I know," Ava said. "That's why I didn't hit you." Madison broke down. No one had ever shown her mercy before. The kindness moment. Weeks passed. The bullying stopped. Not because of fear, but because of respect. Ava started a self-defense club, not to teach fighting, but confidence. Madison joined. One afternoon, Madison stayed behind. "Why did you help me?" she asked. "After everything?" Ava smiled softly. "Because someone once helped me when I didn't deserve it either." The final scene. Graduation day. Ava stood in her cap and gown, scanning the crowd. Her foster mother waved proudly. Her old coach stood in the back, tears in his eyes. Madison clapped the loudest. As Ava walked across the stage, the principal whispered, "You taught this school more than we ever could." Ava smiled. Not because she was the strongest person there, but because she chose kindness over violence. Sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who refuse to hurt others, even when they could.